This year's been hard, life's been different. They told us to stay at home, stay your distance. Stay engaged on Zoom, stay healthy, stay working. Stay helping out at home. But we all ain't the same. And how am I supposed to learn? How am I supposed to grow? How am I supposed to breathe and grieve when I can't touch and no one can touch me? We've all been greatly impacted by this pandemic, but shout out to moms. Shout out to all the family, friends, and supporters. Those that continue to push me. Shout out to fate, and shout out to my future. Cause even when it gets hard, and it's been hard, it's working. Even when I don't acknowledge it, your support is working. And let me pat myself on the back too, because even when no one is there, looking within myself gets me through. So whether it's Will's dream to go to Kentucky, or Miriam's to EMU, or mine to go to Georgia Tech, I just want to say thank you, because with your help, you can bet. Man, you ain't seen nothing yet. Filayyyy and Our Stars, 2021, let's get it.
It's my fate to be brilliant, excellent, super fly, soaring high like a shooting star, gonna go far away.
Good afternoon. This is Filayyyy and Our Stars 2021, our third Filayyyy and Our Stars ever. I am so excited. My name is Kuhu Saha. I'm the executive director of Give Merit. I have two very special guests with me as well. We've got David Merritt, our board chair, as well as Gabriel Harris, rising senior at the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy and in the FATE program. Gabe, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Yes.
Are you doing great?
I'm doing awesome.
You're doing awesome, David?
I am doing exceptionally well.
Wow. Good words. Good words.
Great diction.
Okay, fabulous. Do you know what diction means, Gabe?
No.
Let him know.
Word choice.
Word choice.
Yeah.
Okay, you're really big on diction.
Really big on diction, people, and that's what Filayyyy and Our Stars is all about.
It is not all about diction. Filayyyy and Our Stars is all about making the dreams of young people in Detroit come true. It's about raising scholarship funds for our amazing youth. This program is brought to you by our 11th grade class, but actually this year,
A lot of people helped.
a lot of people helped. Gabe's just one of them. He's here as our live co-host. But we had people from the 12th grade, people from the 11th grade, people from the 9th grade. We had alumni. You are in for such a treat of a show. But before we get into that, I wanted to just hear from Gabe a little bit. It's been a pretty challenging year, would you say?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it's been like for you?
So since the beginning of last year when we have got our school, we had to do virtual classes and had to take online classes. And it was kind of hard because we weren't used to it. And so from the transition from school to online, it was kind of hard. But, I pursued and, I got my work done and I got through it.
And Gabe, what did you think of FATE this year? Just curious.
FATE was pretty awesome. Even though we couldn't be at the face space and in the building, we had programs and we did Zoom classes and Zoom activities, and it was pretty awesome. It's pretty fun, pretty nice.
What did you think of FATE this year, Dave?
You know, our team just rocked it. Very proud of our team, very proud of our students, and I thought it was an exceptionally well year.
You're going to have to use the words correctly if you're going to use them more than one time.
That's right diction.
Okay, great. So I have a few requests of you. So I said we're raising money for scholarships, right? So if you'd like to make a gift, first and foremost, I need you to go to Give Merit. That's Give M as in Mary, ERIT as in Tom.
It's on the screen.
Is it on the screen?
It is.
It's on the screen, guys. GiveMerit.org to make a gift. Our scholarship fund, let me tell you just quickly a little bit about that. We have had three graduating classes. We had a graduating class in 2016, we had a graduating class in 2020, and we just had a graduating class in 2021. Gabriel is part of the graduating class of 2022, and we are giving away $5,000 to each eligible graduating senior every single year. And Dave, tell them what else, because we added a little bit to that.
We now have a second-year scholarship of $3,000. So each qualifying FATE student in our FATE program is eligible for $8,000 in college scholarships, and it's all made possible by the generous support of our viewers and our donors.
That's right. Gabe, I would love for you to tell the people why you think they should give to the scholarship fund.
Well, I think you should give because it's very important to give, and once you give to someone or give to a program, it actually benefits the community and it benefits the future, you know. So once you give, you're actually getting back. So I feel like you should give. It's very important.
Yeah, you get it back. The future gets it back. I like that.
That's really good.
Very,
That's really good. Can you also just give the people a preemptive thank you, because we know that the people out there watching, they felt inspired by what you said. They're gonna watch this show and feel really inspired. So let's start out with that grateful heart of ours, and let's let them know thank you for their support and tuning in, and also for this donation that they're going to make today.
Yes. I say thank you because with your donation, you actually helped me and my fellow students, and we just want to say thank you so much for the support, for the attention, for everything you've given us. We just want to say thank you, and we're very excited that you've donated.
Sweet, awesome. What else?
Can you tell
Share
them
the
a
link.
little bit?
They gotta share the link.
Okay, tell them.
Because we want as many people as possible to be watching our program. So if you're on Facebook right now, share the link to your page so your entire network can tune in, can watch the amazing programming that our 11th graders, our 12th graders, everyone put together. This is a show that has been inspired, produced, helped by students themselves. So make sure we get as many people watching as possible.
Can we give them a little glimpse into what they might see today? Can you do that?
We got Jalen Rose has a segment, Shop Talk. Sebastian Jackson in the Social Club. Kerric Alexander, one of our students, is participating in that. Then we have these dream segments, dream segments with Filayyyy, Jesse Jones.
That's right.
With Reggie Cunningham. Some of our students flew to DC. They flew to New Jersey. And they went and interviewed prominent people to see how they made their dreams possible.
Yeah, it's pretty special. We've also got a little graduation recap for you. So all those tears that I cried a couple weeks ago, you will be able to cry them with me by watching that graduation recap as well.
Can we get into it?
Should we get into it?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Fate in Our Stars 2021 kicks off right about now.
Graduation day, class of 2021. We are so excited, so proud of these young people.
I have so much joy in my body right now. It's just, I'm just so excited and so happy. Did my whole 4 years, yay! I just want to say thank y'all for supporting, thank y'all for taking y'all time to help. Just a whole bunch of love and kisses to all y'all for supporting. That's all I have to think about right now.
This is the good life. Soak in the good vibes. We're living out our dreams. We're living wild and free. So drink up the sunshine, 'cause everything's alright. We're living out our dreams. Yeah, this is the good life.
They were incredible, especially this past year and a half. I mean, they finished out senior year on Zoom. We did Fate over Zoom.
A young king is graduating today. Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, class of 2021. Turn up. Thank you guys for supporting me and my peers over the last 4 years of our lives. We couldn't be more thankful.
Congrats! 2021!
Love
We're so proud of you. We love you very much.
Love you guys.
This is the good life. Soak in the good vibes. We're living out our dreams. We're living wild and free. Yeah, this is the good life. Yeah, this is the good life.
I'm Sebastian, founder of the social club Grooming Company, a barbershop in downtown Detroit. And we're doing Shop Talk today, a special edition of Shop Talk with Jalen Rose and Kerric Alexander. Kerric Alexander is a rising senior in the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. He's also part of the FATE program. So we're gonna have this conversation between two men about everything from mental health to basketball and being lefties. I'm a righty and neither one of us can guard me.
Since we're doing Shop Talk, it's only right that we introduce a JRLA scholar who can talk to you guys about the work that we do on a daily basis, the influence that merit and fate has on our scholars, and why our 9 through 16 model has uniquely positioned us since 2011 to influence 1,000 young people. So I would like to introduce you guys to one of our scholars.
My name is Kerric Alexander. I'm an uprising senior at JRLA Leadership Academy. I do attend FATE. FATE gives you an opportunity to meet different people, different areas, and just see different things that you normally don't see on a daily basis. You talk to up top people like Jalen Rose himself. You go to different opportunities to make yourself a better person and achieve better goals. So you don't have to always be in the same situation you grew up in.
This has been a tough year for everybody. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Now you're a student at Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, but it's been a stressful year for everybody, right? Due to the pandemic, you've had to learn from home, so on and so forth. Talk to me about that experience and kind of how tough the year has been for you.
Me, I love learning in person, so when I wasn't doing that, it was just like, I'm not really catching on. I'm not really getting the feel of how to do these assignments. So it took a little bit of mental hold on me, but I've also learned that no matter the situation or the obligation, you always gotta find a way through it.
As a parent, I noticed that my daughter loved homeschooling, right? Because she has a safe learning environment to study in. She can go into an office, she has a computer, she has her space, she has her mom there to help her all of the time. And I noticed that our young people getting the opportunity to leave home, leave the block to go to school is like an escape for like 8 hours a day. It's like whatever's happening at home that ain't perfect, whatever's happening on the block that ain't perfect, at least I can go to school. And when I remove myself, it's like I'm putting myself in position to get better, to change the circumstances that we're in. So to me, that's the adjustment that you guys had to make. It's like you didn't get a chance to remove yourself from the house or from the block or from the things that you know that are happening in the hood, in theory, to go to school to like put yourself in position to still chase your goals.
My CBS teacher, he had said one time, failure is never fatal and success is never final. You know, and I think about that every day, you know, especially with this pandemic, because I felt like I failed a lot. But at the end of the day, it's not you failing. You know, you never fail until you stop. So it's the courage to continue that makes you the best person you can be.
And in order to encourage we not to stop, it takes a village, right? Our founding members, our board, and the support that we get from Merit and Fate.
Yeah.
Like Kuhu and Dave have been outstanding for our young people because it's like a team within an organization.
Yeah.
And I believe each year they've influenced around 20 to 25 students. So they probably have influenced maybe at least 250 of our students. Like this is real equity.
Yeah.
That our young people have support outside of their home, outside of our school, that they can trust. Now they have that outlet. And that's what Merit and Fate has meant to our young people. And that's why that work has been game changer for our school.
For you got a long road ahead of you. So, right, like at this point, having the access that you have, having the support that you have, right, through Fate, through JRLA, I mean, the sky is the limit. You've got a number of mentors that aren't gonna let you fail. And you told me that failure, right, isn't fatal, it's really giving up.
Yeah.
So knowing that failure is an impossibility, what is it that you wanna do long term?
So most definitely I will be going to college for environmental science.
Okay.
That's what I wanna do. I love playing basketball, so if I ever have the opportunity to either go overseas or NBA, that will be an achievable goal that will be taken But like I said, me, I don't set my goal on just that. You know, I always need a secondary position just in case my ACL or anything like that. So, like I said, environmental science, and the reason why I picked that is just for the exact reason of how people come into different communities. You know, me being able to see what can be fixed, what needs to be changed about the environment of where people grow up in. So that is like a big thing that can really be invested in and shown to improve black people in the black community itself. Like, you don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to do none of that to make money. You can do something that's different. You know, you can make $100,000 a year by being in environmental science, you know, and that's a huge investment in yourself within being a black young man.
See, most of us feel like sports or entertainment are our only way out.
Yeah.
Like Biggie said, you sling, crack, rock, you got a wicked jump shot. Like, so we think we have to be an entertainer or an artist to make it out. What you just did there, you just shattered all of the glass ceilings and stereotypes for people that look and sound like you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then look, that's what I do.
Correct.
Know? Like I said, I'm an
Correct.
For me, I think I look at myself as an influencer.
Correct.
And that's something that fate has brought to my attention. Mm-hmm. Is that, you know, even me, I may not be the smartest, the brightest, the best looking, but
nobody is. See, that's the game. Nobody's the smartest, the best looking, and nobody is. That's all cap.
Yeah, but fate has brought to my attention that I really can bring any topic up. And when that topic comes up, we can make anything comes out of that. You know, we can make any conversation into a topic that can improve somebody else. Whether, like how you said, you don't have to look the best, act the best, or be the smartest, but a lot of times that's what people make things about. And whenever a company or a school can make you think otherwise, that's an amazing thing. Where they can change your thought process. You don't have to think like that, you know. And that's most definitely what fate has done for me.
You know, it's called the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, and it certainly has produced a leader. Like you said, man, you 10 years more mature, and he wasn't 16, 17 years old.
He a king, man. He a king.
And I'll say the same for me, man.
Thank
Congratulations,
you.
my brother.
I
On
appreciate
just being
it.
you, and Jalen Rose. Appreciate you, my brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, my brother. All right.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, I'm Jeff Benowitz. I live in Tenafly, New Jersey. My wife Kathy and I are big supporters and donors of Give Merit and the FATE program.
Perfect. You bet.
It only took me a couple times. So in 2016, I was reading GQ magazine, and there was an article about Shinola watches, which I was interested in because it was an American-based watch company out of Detroit, and I loved their story. And I also noticed that they had partnership with a local nonprofit organization, FATE program, and Give Merit. And I decided to make a small donation. It wasn't large, but I liked their idea of helping underprivileged youth and students and helping them getting prepped for college. That was a big deal for me. And maybe within 30 to 45 minutes, right after the donation, David called me and we had a wonderful conversation. And he was really inquisitive of why I had made a donation from New Jersey to somebody in Detroit. And it was really just about youth and kids and education, and that's always hit home for me and my wife. My wife grew up very poor, and she went to college on an academic scholarship, which we know comes from people donating and from endowments. So we always wanted to pay it forward and give back. And so for the past 5 years, especially with the hoodies, I'm big into that, and the t-shirts, I've always tried to be a supporter of that. Why I encourage people to give and why my wife and I continue to give and actually have now increased it to now the scholarship program, which was just this past year, was really because if we're at a place where we can do it monetarily and help others, especially kids, for me, there's nothing better. To know that that donation will help a child with their education, which will hopefully then help them for the rest of their lives. It's a pittance to understand what that can do for someone else forever. I would encourage anyone that can, should. And if $5,000 a year can do that for one person, then why not continue to do that every year? Join me in giving to the Fate Scholarship Fund.
Great.
Okay.
I would have been a perfect movie star. George Clooney has nothing.
I'm Chris. I'm part of Fate's first graduating class of 2016. When I look at this picture, look back on that day, I think about all the excitement I had processing the fact that I graduated, because like at the moment it was kind of surreal. I don't know how others feel about it, but that day was always a little weird to me because it was like I transitioned, and like for a person like me, I noticed all the details. So like I noticed things transitioning into place. I noticed the fact that there is no going back, and I was both excited and somewhat kind of nostalgic of it, because I wouldn't get to go back and enjoy the time anymore. Fate was like me stepping outside my comfort zone, because I'm a very introverted person. So like it was me taking a leap of faith in sorts. And I really appreciate the fact that I did the push to do that, because I benefited so much from doing that. I got to see more of what life had to hold for me and what career opportunities I had. I got to see what I was actually getting into before I was like going into it. So it was like really got me thinking about what I actually wanted to do with my life and my future. So my freshman year, it was easy for me to afford it because of the Fate scholarship that I got. I didn't have to worry about it. It wasn't even a concern. But then the next year rolled around and I didn't have the scholarship and the tuition went up. So I did end up having to take a semester off in the spring because I couldn't find enough money in the short amount of time that they asked for it during winter break. What they don't tell you about private school, when the tuition goes up, you would think your scholarships and like all the awards and grants you get from the state, they don't actually go up with it. The tuition rises, but your grants and stuff stay the same. So the gap is getting bigger. Oftentimes you have to take out loans from the school, so you're still pulling up debt. So you gotta keep that in mind, that with all that going on, you're still like digging a hole for yourself, whether you pay it off or not. What I'm thankful for Fate for is the opportunity to really grow and expand and get to know myself, because they were like the kickstarter to all that. They caused the chain reaction of me graduating to college, because without them, I would still be a lot more clueless. I wouldn't have had time to figure out what I wanted to do and like how I wanted to do it. I just would have had a general idea with no actual plan to get there. I am a graduate of Albion's class of 2021 with a bachelor's degree in art. I am alumni of Fate's first graduating class of 2016 and forever a part of the Fate family.
Hey everyone, my name is Kyla. I go to JRLA. I'm currently going to the 11th grade, and I've been in Fate for 2 years. And I just want to say thank you to all the donors and all the people who give money to us to help me with my future and my education. Peace.
Thank you for supporting my dreams to become an engineer, and I appreciate everything that y'all have done for us.
Very excited. Just landed in DC. We're getting ready to link up with Reggie Cunningham to do an interview. We're doing it for Fate Now Stars 2021.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
It's going pretty good. It's going
Good
pretty
to see
good.
you, Reggie.
Nice to meet you, Reggie. I'm Delano.
All right, yeah. Let's head on in, man.
Let's go ahead. All right. Good afternoon, Reggie.
What's going on, man? How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Good to see you.
Pretty good. So, my name is Delano Jackson Jr. I go to school in Detroit this summer, or this fall. I'll be studying school at Michigan State.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
That's big.
So, Fate in Our Stars is all about making young people dreams come true. What's your dream?
That is such a large question that I kind of have to recalibrate every year. And I think that if you aren't kind of recalibrating what your dreams are every so often, then maybe you're not dreaming big enough, right? One of my biggest dreams is to get on tour with someone and kind of chronicle that whole story of their concert.
with my camera, right? My mom used to be a photographer. That was her side gig to help sustain our family. And so I asked her, could I use her camera to just kind of supplement my income while I was looking for a job in the field that I thought I was supposed to be doing, that I had dreamed about. And so I, said my prayers. I'm a man of faith. Say, God, if we're gonna do this, this has got to pop. Because I'm trying to propose, I'm trying to get my life started, and start chasing after some of these dreams. And so that day I got contacted by a bunch of companies within literally a couple hours of saying that prayer. And I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And, as I mentioned before, it led me to recalibrate what my dreams were.
Some of my dreams, mine's are a bit wild. So I'm definitely big on traveling. I would love to see the world, mostly Asia and Europe. Another big part of my dream is to be my own boss, be an entrepreneur. Dreaming is what gives you motivation to accomplish anything. Without that dream, you don't have no motivation and you just don't want to do anything. You just sit around the house, just do nothing, be on your phone. But if you have that dream, you have that extra oomph in you, that drive to get you going.
And I remember my aunt told me, she told my mom that his photography will get better once he's lived a little more. As I learn more, as I grow more, as my outlook on the world changes and molds in different ways, I think that what I decide to create photos of in regards to Blackness changes. The things that speak to me change, right? I don't always want to show pain because it shouldn't take pain for people who are not Black to have empathy for Black people, right? Like they should see a little Black boy drinking out of a water fountain peacefully and see that and think that that's beautiful too. Those are the things that people don't see at the protests. People see the police acting crazy. They want to see the salaciousness, and it's like that's not.
They want to see the negativity. Yeah, it's always positivity, Yeah.
So I am always trying to create affinity for the Black experience, for the fullness that is Blackness through my lens. And sometimes that is photographing painful things, but more often than not, what I try and focus on is the joy.
Are you living the dream?
I think so, because there's the saying, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. The things that I've been able to do in my life and the things that I've seen have been beyond the wildest imagination for what my ancestors probably had for me, right? My ancestors had me being free, and what freedom looked like to them was being able to go vote and not being discriminated in terms of having to use a colored only entrance, right? So I think I'm definitely living my ancestors' wildest dreams for sure.
All right, thank you very much.
Delano, thank you. This is great. I appreciate you. Good luck in your
I appreciated meeting you and interviewing you and stuff. I had a ball. I really did.
Likewise, and thank you for teaching me about fate.
No problem. Thank you for teaching me about your life and stuff, like your motivation, teaching me how to properly dream.
Anytime, man. And if I can do anything for you, let me know.
Absolutely. All right.
It's my fate to be brilliant, excellent, super fly, soaring high like a shooting star, gonna go far away.
Wow, these kids blow me away. I mean, that was amazing, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty
good.
Pretty good. I can't believe it's Fate in Our Stars 2021. After the year we've had to be on the other side of this, to have graduates, to have 11th graders who are now seniors like Gabe, who have put together this amazing fundraiser again. Over the last week, we've had a celebrity fundraising challenge going on. We've had influencers from all different sectors compete against each other. Team Comets versus Team Stars. Actually, Dave and I are also raising money for these specific teams, so I would encourage you to give to Team Comets if you don't have an allegiance yet.
Give to Team Stars.
I think you want to give to Team Comets.
Who wants to be a comet? I don't even know what a comet does.
Nope.
But I know what a star does.
What does a star do?
It shines. Thank you.
How much do you know about stars
much.
scientifically?
Great diction.
Okay, I don't. Okay. Okay. Threw me off with that one. So I'm just very excited that there's been this influencer challenge this whole
But
week
we gotta
long.
go. Like because we gotta get back into the show. But we
gotta get
need
back
people
into
to
the show.
donate.
Yeah.
We need them to donate.
Mhm.
Go to givemerit.org. We're trying to raise as much money as possible to send students like Gabe to college with up to $8,000 worth of scholarship money. And again, share the link. The more people that are watching, the more donations come in, the more our students get to go to college, the more our students get to change the world.
The more that gets to happen. Also, write some stuff to me in the comments. Let me know, what are you thinking of the show? What are you liking? What do you want to know? Do you have questions about the program? Let us know. We want to answer them. We want to let you know what's going on. I want you to hear really quickly though from Gabe on what his dream is, because well, like I said, Fate in Our Stars is all about making the dreams of young people in Detroit come true. So Gabe, can you talk to us a little bit about what your dreams are?
One of my dreams is I want to go out to college, and I want to become a lawyer or a therapist to help out the community. So for people that doesn't have a lawyer, a good lawyer, I'll be their lawyer, or a family therapist, because a lot of families need therapy. I'll be the therapist in the community.
It's amazing.
Hey.
That's absolutely amazing. What's your dream, Dave?
I think we got to get back. They don't want to hear my dream.
They don't care about your dream?
They don't care about my dream.
They just care about your diction.
Here's my dream. Watch the next part of this show. Fate in Our Stars 2021.
Hi, my name's Kyle Hoff. I'm a co-founder of Floyd. We're here at our HQ in Detroit in Eastern Market, and we're doing a workshop today with the Fate students. Super excited to get them in there designing and creating a bookshelf. Floyd's a furniture company. We design and develop our products here and manufacture them in the US. This is kind of our HQ where it all happens, and excited to have the students here today working with us.
I'm feeling myself. All right. Hey, I'm feeling myself. Yeah. I'm feeling myself. Do it like no one else.
Today with us from the Floyd team, we have Andre Sandifer, our senior designer, Andrew Heathfield, a product designer also, Tiberius Fields, a product engineer. What we're going to be having the students work on designing solving a problem for a bookshelf that is either their need or the need of somebody else in the world, and kind of working through kind of what we see as sort of our design process at Floyd. So we'll be introing them to furniture design, how we think about it with our team here at Floyd, and it should be fun. We're excited to see what they have.
Hi, I'm Zanaya Williams. I'm a rising senior in the FATE program. Today we were introduced to Floyd, and we've also gotten to learn about the designing of furniture. Today I feel like it was a lot of positive vibes and very inspirational, and it just gave me more courage to actually pursue my career. I was just enjoying the learning experience, and they just actually, helped me and encouraged me to do even more and be better.
We're also super excited to announce that we'll be sponsoring a $5,000 FATE scholarship. We really love the program. We care a lot about design, and especially introducing high school students to design.
Thank you so much for giving our FATE program a chance with the scholarship. And I know for sure that our students in the FATE program is going to take the scholarship and go do something with it. Thank you.
Let's go. I'm feeling myself. Yeah.
We're also super excited to announce that we'll be sponsoring a $5,000 skate scholarship for FATE students to skate.
Hi, I'm Kyla. I just finished the 9th grade, and I am part of the FATE class of 2024. My cousin was why I joined FATE. He was having a lot of fun in FATE with the trips and everything. He always told me about them when he got back from them, and I wanted to experience it for myself. Virtual learning, it was kind of hard. I'm more of an in-person learner, so it was kind of hard to catch on to, but it wasn't something that I couldn't do. FATE was really good. They put a lot of energy into the workshops. It was always something funny every 10 minutes. They were just really cool and nice people. After high school, I want to attend U of M, go into chemical engineering, maybe chemistry as my minor. I might do digital art on the side because that's a really fun little side hustle. The FAIT scholarship means a lot to me because it's helpful when you're saving up for college. It's a good start, a good little push. And for other kids that don't get the opportunity or they might not meet the circumstances for getting other scholarships, that's really helpful. I'm Kyla, FAIT class of 2024. Watch out for me.
We're excited to support FAIT because it has made such an amazing impact in the lives of so many high school students in the city of Detroit. The program has exposed these kids to real life experiences like workshops and leadership programs, and it's also provided real life opportunity through paid internships, which I'm sure many of these kids would not have been afforded these opportunities were it not for FAIT. So for us, the decision to support FAIT was simple. We believe in the mission of FAIT and we trust in the founders to carry out the mission of FAIT. Nice job, David and Kuhu.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fate in Our Stars education panel that is led by Give Merit and our program for youth, FATE. I'm Danielle North and I'm your host. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also a mother of 3 boys. I'm a wife and I'm also the director of operations for Give Merit. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. We have a wonderful panel ahead. We're going to be discussing COVID and the pandemic and how this all affected and impacted, maybe positively or negatively, students, educators, parents, and just the general population. So really excited about our panel and what they're going to share in terms of what this experience has been like for them.
I feel like this year has taught me to be strong, mentally as a person, through hardships that have been affecting me this entire school year and a little bit before that. But it's been a wonderful experience.
This year has taught me that being able to adapt is very important, because if you just used to one thing, then like when things start to switch up, then you can be kind of lost. You got to learn how to get your stuff together.
This year has taught me gratefulness, just to be grateful for everything that we have, and family and friends, just overall grateful to be grateful over the small things.
I just challenged Damani's point of saying it made me stronger. Bro, you were already strong. I think to Mom's point, this brought out some of those skills that you already had and taught a lot of us to rely on what we already knew, but come up with new ways to be flexible and new ways to adapt to the circumstances. So it taught me a lot of flexibility over the year that the old way just won't work.
Let's start with the students. Have you ever done virtual learning before? And if not, wow, what has virtual learning been like?
We started doing virtual learning at the end of 10th grade year when COVID first kind of came about and stuff. And even then, we were out of school for a month because we didn't know what we were going to do. So when they came up with the virtual school idea, we all thought it was going to be pretty fun and pretty cool. And it was at first. And then we went to 11th grade year and everybody just was like, oh my God, how do you work Schoology? These computers is acting kind of dumb. We was all kind of freaking out. We had to remember we doing it electronically. So you have to remember to turn it in at such and such a time. And if it's late, then it's late. Even if it's a minute after.
It certainly was not easy with the transition into virtual learning, because I haven't really done virtual learning beforehand. It's always been, for obviously most of the years of my life, just going into physical school. So doing that was an easier experience than being on the computer and working it and all the problems that comes with that. And it's strange because I'm a very computer literate person, but I still found it difficult to, learn compared to when I was actually in physical school. So it was hard at the beginning, but like I got used to it, but it still was way more difficult for me.
Wonderful segue to our educators. So the students have spoken. Educators are needed, and educators are needed in person. Jones, Jenkins, between the two of you, what are your thoughts on virtual learning versus in-person learning, and how this past year went, and really what the students have spoken of?
I think a lot of us started off with virtual learning thinking about students like Patton and saying, well, they're already well in the school. Damani, a high-flying student, when I taught him, they can handle it. And we didn't think about everything that students were going through. We provided laptops, but didn't think about Wi-Fi. We gave Wi-Fi and didn't think about electricity. We're providing electricity and we're not talking about, do you have the food to even have the urge to want to get up every morning? So which is so many different things that we didn't think about prior to. And I'm really proud of Damani for extending the grace to teachers and just understanding that some of us, this was a difficult platform. If I'm a book and, a book and paper teacher, and you're telling me a Google Doc from a Zoom session to a Kahoot to a Nearpod, as a non-Spanish speaker, I'm confused. I don't understand at all what any of those things are. So for us, it was really big to hear the student's voice and figure out how we could best support them, because I think that we all had plans of what we thought could work, but we failed miserably. And then just as educators, I can say that now because, we've made it out of the storm, but there's still a lot that we're gonna have to, circumvent down the road that I just applaud y'all for seeing already and being ahead of, so.
I just believe this year has taught us how important human interaction is. We need that human interaction. We were built for that interaction. I agree with the students. It was a challenge for the students. It was a challenge for the educators and the teachers. It was just new for everyone. No one had a course on how to work Teams, how to work Schoology, how to do Google Docs, and different things like that. We were just all thrown into it.
How were you feeling during the thick of things? Because school is out pretty much now. And then how are you feeling now with what you have to look forward to?
I'll be transparent for a second. It was not a very good experience, especially to start, because, not only your school stuff, the whole COVID thing too, and all the things that came with that, I was just not in a good place. I was just going through a lot. So all that come on top of me, plus the uncertainty of whether or not I'll be doing good in this virtual stuff or not, it was just demoralizing for me. But, through all that, there was a certain point, probably near the end of the second quarter, I was just not doing good. But then I had the realization that, I got to be strong for this. And I came back strong, above 3.8 GPA, core 3 and core 4, which is amazing. It was really good for me. Now that I was done, I'm done. I'm extremely happy because I'm done.
For me, I felt conflicted before the exact same reasons that they're talking about, but from a different scope. I had just started a family. I had a 2-year-old at this point. I had a child during the quarantine. So I got a 4-month-old at home. So this has absolutely been the best time of my life, not because folks are dying. That's not what I'm trying to celebrate at all. But through the hardships of having to go to work every day, I done had an opportunity to spend at home with my family. I done had an opportunity to watch my daughters grow. So it was very impactful for me to be able to spend that time with them. But then to the conflicted part, I'm hearing the stories from Cherie. I'm talking to Deontay. I'm having conversations with, I got a text from a young lady in the middle of the day and was just like, hey, I just found out my dad died this morning. And the only thing that I thought would make it better was coming to your class today, and I can't come. To have those conversations, and we're virtual, you're now wow, our impact is needed. To the point earlier of we need that human interaction.
Going into our last question, Fate and Our Stars, which is why we're here, is, it's about making dreams come true. How can you see dreams coming true for young people in Detroit and in education? And then what is your dream?
For me, I want to be a fashion designer, and I want to go to Korea and be a fashion designer. So just having Fate to teach me the entrepreneurial skills and all that other stuff is a really big help to getting me to that point.
I want to become a video game developer and own my own studio, basically. And for Fate, it taught me a bunch of communication skills and it's just been a good experience for me to have this program as an outlet for me to learn those skills in life, so I can obviously use them.
I think the dream for the students is just to have somebody who cares, just for them to have someone who believes in what they really want to do. I think another thing that we all should have really learned from this is that all these kids needed just for somebody to pay attention to them and to see what it is that they're good at, and kind of, I don't want to say reinforce it, but kind of just support them and going after it. I think that all they really need is somebody to tell them, you know what, you can do this if you want to. And I think Fate does teach them that. I really actually love the program for her because she wants to do clothes and want to learn how to do that. So them doing the clothing line for their project that one time, she was so excited. And I was excited for her because that gave her a first-hand, hands-on experience to be able to do that. So I think they need that type of support to say, look, you want to do it, this is exactly what you have to do.
Wonderful way to close it out. I want to thank our panelists. Give yourselves a round of applause. You all have been absolutely amazing. This has been authentic, genuine, unscripted, real, straight from the heart about what your experiences and desires, and your downfalls and your pick-me-ups. And so I just appreciate you guys so much for just coming real and sharing this with the audience. We appreciate you guys so much.
Hi, my name is Shainia, and my dream is to become a doctor. I want my MD, PhD, and I'm not really sure what school I want to go to. My mind right now is on Vanderbilt, but if other opportunities come along, then I will take them.
My name is Will, and I want to be a well-known musician and artist, Grammy-winning, and I want to try. I know it's probably not possible, but I want to try to stop oppression and hate through music, because music today, everyone sounds the same, and everyone's talking about the same thing. So if they heard somebody using the same instruments but talking about love, who knows? Yeah.
Hey guys, we made it to New Jersey.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice to meet you. Jesse.
Andrea. Jesse, thank you for being here once again for Fate and Our Stars 2021.
Thanks for having me.
Today's about dreams. Can you tell me what your dreams were when you were little?
I didn't really have dreams when I was young. I just, it was a direction of, I just did a lot of things just to be a kid. Don't get me wrong, basketball is always going to be the dream of just playing professionally anywhere. Just to be, a professional basketball player, that was the dream. But now it's just changing lives, changing lives and being able to help people give back, and help as much as I can.
Did anybody in your family play basketball, or is this just something you thought of doing?
Everybody, brother, father played, my uncle played. That's when I knew, all right, I might could do this. So it was just something that it clicked. You know how sometimes you do something and you be like, all right, this is for me. So that's the family basketball part definitely oriented. So I got a question for you though. What is the most difficult thing or difficult task you have to deal with as a kid?
Cause I got a lot of siblings. My mom told me the other day, you're the last one my siblings can look up to. because like my other siblings, they just like didn't go to college. And at this age I am now, my mom was like stressed, like meltdowns and stuff. So it's like now I have to like live harder for my siblings, like work harder and do things for them and make my mom happy.
You know, inspiring kids to do the right thing, it's not easy. You know, it's easy to be influenced to do the wrong things. It's easy to drink, it's easy to smoke, but it's harder to get up and work. It's hard to do the right thing. You know, we all have dreams. So, you know, being 16, you young, but what's your dreams?
So I got like 2. So like I want to be a brain surgeon and like own like 2 or 3 hospitals, like build it like from the ground up, like, but like not like only in Detroit. Like, and I think I want to be a social worker for like children.
There you go. There you go.
So what about you? Are you living your dreams?
Every day, I feel like, you know, I'm successful enough to be able to live the life I want. So in my mind, I'm living the dream every day. I see my mom, I see my dad, I see my brother every day. So that's like something that I hold really close to my heart. My family helped me get where I'm at. So when I mean by living my dream, it's just like, it was just to be successful. It was to get out the gutter. You know, I came from places that people never would have thought you would make it out of. So yeah, every day, if I can get up, be happy, see my parents, you know, be with my girlfriend, you know, she's by my side, you know, it's just like, all right, I'm good. Like, that's the life I see now, you know, that's for me. Shout out to Filayyyy and Andria, shout out to Cool, shout out to David, shout out to
Andria.
Balls, we out here, man. Filayyyy, yeah. Y'all there.
I'm Tyrel Kirkham, Vice President of Brand and Marketing Strategy for the Detroit Pistons, and also a very proud member of the board for Give Merit. Making the move across country from Los Angeles to Detroit back in August, it was imperative that I get involved in the community. After asking around, a colleague of mine, Erica Swilley, who was a former board member of Give Merit, she thought my skill set would be perfectly suited for the organization. And I had a great conversation with Kuhu and David, and they told me everything I needed to know about the organization, and it just felt like the perfect marriage. I think the beauty of Give Merit is just truly how succinct my skill sets were with what their mission and purpose really stands for. And when I started to do my homework and due diligence as far as like what got the kids excited at Give Merit, it was this cohort program, hearing that, you know, through the 9th through their senior year, that they would be tasked with building a business, building a brand, and reaping the benefits of the work that they put in. That was something that just felt like the perfect nonprofit to get involved with. And then more importantly, once I started to see the people on the inside and what they stood for, those are the type of people that I wanted to associate myself with. I see what they're doing, and you can see the instant impact that it provides for the students in the city of Detroit. And as Pistons, we do a lot of things with a lot of organizations, but Give Merit's definitely a special place that we're proud of as an organization, but also me individually to be associated with. I'm reaching out to my network to help out and support the cause, whether you're from Detroit or not. It's all about the tomorrow, and we want everybody to contribute to the tomorrow, and Give Merit's helping us do just that.
Hi, my name is Von Nelson. I was a part of the FATE class of 2020, and I just finished my first year as a freshman at Eastern Michigan University. My first year at Eastern, it was an experience due to like COVID kind of limiting everybody to come outside and actually like socialize as college should be, but the classes was pretty interesting. I really got to understand what a college class is like. I had scholarship money, I had loans coming in, but like I still had like a minor gap, but that's only because not everything came at the same time. I did receive the FATE scholarship. I'm really appreciative for that scholarship because that was a good part of where my gap was gonna play a part in. The scholarship was a really good addition to me going into my first year as a freshman at college, because it really shows how, as we transition, to becoming college freshmen and transitioning into basically adults, it shows that they're still supporting us in the long run, and they don't want to see us fail. They don't want to see us fall off and just not be able to continue where we're going. Faye has supported me in the last year through like just consistently just reaching out to me, texting me out the blue, or just calling me, seeing if I'm okay, checking on me, seeing how I'm doing, how's school going, coming up to the campus to visit me, show some support, share some moments, talk about how the current Faye class is going, because I'm always curious to see how they're doing with us not being there every day. I really am really thankful. Like, I cannot be more appreciative of the donors of the Faye Alumni Program. They really have supported me a lot, and just students like me in general going into like our college years, our college days, to be able to have some money in our pocket going into our first year. But in addition, I'm even more blessed to go into my second year as a sophomore and have some more money in my pocket with another scholarship. I say something that I'm really grateful for from being in the Faye program is the community, and it's like how we all like treat each other as a family. There's no individual person inside of Faye. We're all just one, and we all do things as a collective. So that's something I really am grateful for. I'm Von Nelson. I'm a rising sophomore studying mechanical engineering at EMU, and I will forever be a part of the Faye family.
Hi, my name is Steve Worthy, and I'm a huge believer in Give Merit's Fate program. I've been a donor for years, and I think you should be too. I give to make a tangible investment in Detroit's youth, in Detroit's future. Fate is empowering students to become world-class citizens. I am a proud supporter of the mission. I have loved seeing the positive impact on young people's lives. I've loved seeing the program grow over the years, and I cannot wait to see what's next.
It's my fate to be brilliant, excellent, super fly, soaring high like a shooting star, gonna go far away.
We are back. My goodness, this show, I mean, tears, right? With some of the...
She was crying. Yeah. She was crying a little bit.
It's not shocking that I was crying, but
No.
you also, I do see a tear running down this left eye right now.
This allergy season has been tremendously disruptive.
Exceptionally
good.
bad.
But no,
Well.
like just tears all the time. I'm not even emotional. I'm just crying.
You're not emotional?
Mm-mm.
This hasn't touched you emotionally?
It's touched me, but it never quite touches me until tears come.
Okay. Anyways.
Right, Gabe?
Okay. Don't agree with him, Gabe. It's okay. It's good to cry.
It is. It's
good
great to cry.
It's good to cry.
When you want to.
Right. It's been a great show. We're wrapping up here almost, right? If you haven't made your donation yet, please go to givemerit.org. Please invest in these amazing, that's not good diction. Amazing young people. I have the immense privilege to work with them every single day. And even over Zoom, they have been outstanding. I want to say something I said to our juniors, last week. Not our juniors, they were our seniors, they were the graduates, in fact, but same sentiment. We keep talking about how resilient our kids have been this year. And it's true. You've been immensely resilient, right? You've made it through this year. We're on the other side of this year. Yeah. But should they have to be? I don't think we needed to ask them to be. And the fact that they were anyways is incredible. And I feel just extremely moved as to where we are. And I hope you do too, after seeing what they've been able to accomplish after a year and a half of quarantine, after a year and a half of not being around their peers. And so I'm just asking you to go to givemerit.org and please make a donation and support these incredible young people. Support this scholarship fund. And there's still a little montage left for you. Dave, want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is a look 25 years from now of where our students are. And that wraps up Fate in Our Stars 2021. We thank you guys so very, very much. Gabe, always great to have you, man. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.